Fortnitemares is here, and here are all the map changes in BR, OG, and Blitz. Let's start off with BR. First off, we're going to be starting at the bottom right of the map at Freaky Fields. You may recognize this POI from the past. It's very, very similar to what we had with the initial release of Billy last season. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. There are vines everywhere this season, which goes with the Doja Cat skin. That is her theme. She is the mother of vines. But we do have this POI, and it is a lovely POI. It's very haunted, very spooky. It's brand new, but it does have the original Billy house, which has a few Easter eggs in, which we're going to go into in a second. I'll just show a little overview. This is an Easter egg over here, a little kind of cool one with the robots absolutely attacking and taking down this scarecrow and almost calling for help. But who's going to help him? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be Scream or the Ghostface? Who knows if it will be. Maybe that Scream will come out. Okay, let's go into this house inside of here and check this out. So first you see this light beaming through, which kind of like attracts you into here. And it is this little office with our robot boys actually dissecting some of these scarecrows, trying to figure out what's going on. Behind that wall as well, there's something really spooky. I'll let you guys check that out. I'll show you a screenshot of it in a second, but there's a little cool teddy bear thing. Also, the initial release where Billy would come out of the TV last season now has a robot inside of it. We also have this weird painting, and there's a few other robots here at the fireplace burning, should I say, some pumpkins. There's the spooky thing. To keep a lookout for that in the house, and obviously the attic is full of candles as well, same as it was for Billy. So pretty cool stuff. If you want to check out that house for yourselves, do land in here and go and explore it. I don't want to spend too long exploring just one building because there's so many map changes across the entire map. There are vines everywhere. You'll see little ones like this around the map. Usually they'll have a bit of loot, and sometimes they'll have the broomstick. These are the broomsticks you can use to kind of glide around. These are obviously all related to Doja Cat, and almost every POI has pumpkins and stuff over it, so we're not going to be able to cover every single map change exactly, but we'll cover most of them. Here you can see obviously there are the witches brooms, the brooms which you can get there from the loot here, and some more vines as well. They just look amazing. Some of the vines are beautiful this season, and they generally just need mentioning because I kind of miss that sort of vibe, and they've really gone all out with the art for the map changes this season. Okay, let's keep rotating through because we've got our next POI, which is going to be coming in at Pumpkin Pass. This is one of the boss spawns where our fella can spawn with the RPG, the rocket launcher. What's his name? Pumpkin something. He's the one from last season. I can't remember his exact boss name, but here is the POI where he possibly spawns. He has two spawns, and obviously here has the giant vines going around the bridge. It looks incredible. It reminds me of it always reminds me of Star Wars, this bridge, if you know the episode from the Clone Wars, or I think it's in the start of the Bad Batch. I think it's just an amazing episode, but it just reminds me of that, and the vines are everywhere. There are pumpkins everywhere. It just looks amazing. You can see they're coming from the bottom of the water, connecting their way up, and it's just an incredible job, and one that's worth visiting if you're passing by a car, or however you're going to be traveling across this bridge. It's a cool bridge to come and visit. Also, there's going to be an absolute ton of Fortnitemares skins coming to the item shop, and if you want to support me and enjoy this map change content, there's about 100 people using my code at the minute, so pop in code POST to help me get to 1,000 people using it. And if you like fashion shows and that, and you like all these skins coming to the game, inside of my fashion show, 50 Fashion, we now have all of the Fortnitemare themes going live this Saturday. These are the current themes, but this will be changing this Saturday, and everything in here is going to be Fortnitemares themes, so you're going to be able to rock all your Fortnitemare combos. It's going to be super fun. The map already has its Halloween decorations now live, so popping in, you've got one day left till all the themes go live, so make sure you're playing it. 50 Fashion. Also, back on the map changes, we're all looking at a load of pumpkins. Let's move away from the pumpkins though, because over at our little pickle location, there's something pretty cool going on, and I want you guys to check this out. Over at Kappa, we have some really cool map changes. We have the inflatables, which we love, which we've seen forever, and we have this kind of like pumpkin takeover at this little kind of mini tennis court, or whatever you want to call it. You can see the pumpkins playing there. There's a load in the audience. It's so funny. It's a really cool one, and I think stuff like this is what makes the map feel alive, and I love it when they do map changes like this. So I'm super happy with that. Obviously you got a little ghost store over here as well with some ghosts, some inflatables. It's so amazing. Inside of here, sadly they're not selling any Halloween stuff like we got in the past, but there's kind of that sort of vibe with all the inflatables, like all the old sort of Halloween decorations we recognize from the past, and obviously the changing booth as well, which you can use to transform into Ghostface. If you would like to, you can go in these and this will transform you just like this. So you go in, you access it, and this transforms you into that new kind of, I guess, ability where you get the last call weapon, which is just an amazing weapon. Also, over at the dam section, you can see that we do have an absolute takeover over at the the gate. So it's pretty cool. You can see this is going to be an amazing POI to come and visit. There are so many things going on. I love the way the vines are just ripping apart the power over at Foxy Floodgate, and it's just an amazing POI to come and have a look at. Now, this place just really gives the vibe of kind of just complete takeover. And not only that, there are some really cool little changes over here. There's actually a reference to, is it Poppy, this thing? I don't know what this thing's called, that purple thing here on the wall. Let me know what you guys know what it's called. There's also this really cool little thing I saw, I thought I'd throw in, just a little truck there taken over, forklift truck by pumpkins. Everything's been taken over by pumpkins. Even the power station themselves are growing pumpkins on top of the power storage. It's just so funny to see that these robots are getting outnumbered by all of these vines and pumpkins. It's really cool, and this will probably see us to the end of the season. Well, it will, because the season ends on the 1st of November, which should be then Simpsons themed. Here you can see the giant statue as well. This is another spawn point for one of our little bosses. I think this is the one where Pumpkin Carver can also spawn, the Rocket Geezer boss. He also spawns here as well. This is like his alternate spawn, which is Viny Shafts, I believe it's called, this POI. It's a really cool one. Again, it's a new addition. Very viney and just vines everywhere, but worth a visit if you're passing by, because it just looks cool, and you will find the boss up here sometimes, depending on if his spawn rotates or not. Sadly, you can't see the boss on the map unless you're close to him, so you won't actually know until you land in, but I guess that's just the way it is this season. We've got some more vines as well going around the bottom section of it. You can see here there's some like vines you can actually ride this time. This was similar to last season. We had a lot of vine stuff, and it's kind of just that sort of vibe in this area. So yeah, pretty cool. There's also some of our robots, the U-robots, actually attached to some webs up there, which was worth mentioning because I thought it was a cool little Easter egg, and just nice to see them being captured by pumpkins in some webs. Okay, so moving over to Jason's POI. This is going to be creepy camps in the top left-hand corner of the map. This POI is really spooky and obviously goes with the Jason vibe. He will be walking around as a boss. He's really cool. You'll see him here in some little gameplay, and he's just so cool. He's really easy to take down though. I had no trouble taking him down because he seemed a bit slow, but yeah, he's here if you'd like to take him out. Hopefully he drops some better loot. I heard that he may be dropping a medallion at some point, but it doesn't seem to drop it right now. Quite easy to take down though. So that's where he spawns, Jason, and I like him. So here's his POI. It's very creepy, you know, it's only small, but lots of these lodges around, and this really funny pumpkin kind of, I guess, toilet roll thing, which is worth mentioning. I kind of like that. Then over on this side, we do have some more pumpkins and vines. Lots of pumpkins and vines. This one's like got some chairs in front of it though, which is kind of interesting. Maybe the worship it. Obviously some toilets as well. Anyone hiding in the toilets? Not this time. Okay, what about this one over here? Yeah, no one hiding in these toilets either this time. Sometimes you get a weird Easter egg. It's always worth checking. Then you've got the main lodge. You've got the playground over here. The usual Fortnite ones. It's actually got some slurp barrels on the swings, which was quite a good mention, I guess. And then obviously inside of here as well is the usual kind of barn which we've seen in the past of chapter 2, but with a more of like a, I guess, like Scouts Club style vibe or something, maybe like some sort of hostel lodge type vibe. I really do like what they've done with it. It feels very homely and friendly, so yeah, I like it. And maybe just visit it and watch out for Jason. If you don't like Jason, don't visit this POI. Then obviously over here we do have some more little lodges, maybe like a gift shop or a little kind of tuck shop. I really do like this sort of stuff. I think this kind of wooden vibe hasn't really been in Fortnite for a while. Okay, let's move on to our next little location, which is outside of Supernova Academy. It doesn't actually have a name, this POI, but this is the location of Doja Cat's boss, the mother of vines. So you'll find her around, and this POI is extremely filled with trees and vines everywhere, and you'll even find her throne in the center, which just looks amazing. It reminds me of Poison Ivy style vibes, and here she is, the mother of vines. You'll find her in here. She's really cool, and she's just a cool boss to come and check out, and quite easy to defeat. Not as easy as Jason, because she does fight back. Mother of Thorns, should I say, not even vines. I've been calling them vines the entire time, but thorns, vines, same sort of things. They do the same kind of thing. One's a bit spiky, one's a bit green. I guess we'll just keep calling them vines for now. Whoops. Okay, so there you have it, the POI, and it's nice. It's a cool one. It's not too big. It's only small. It's just mainly a boss section, but it's worth a visit, especially if you're in this area. There's quite a lot of bosses over here. You've got Jason on one side and then her on the other. Fortnite don't usually do that. They usually put them in each corner of the map for bosses, so it's kind of good if you want to kind of rotate between them and get their weapons. You could go Jason to Supernova and take her out, or not. Okay, over at Winterfest. Well, Winterfest cabin has now been updated to its Halloween decorations. I do like what they've done with it. They don't really usually update the cabin, but this time they've given it a pumpkin makeover, and it's really cool to check out. You got a little snowman pumpkin at the front, and you can go inside, and it's kind of hinting towards Winterfest, I guess, maybe. Or maybe people have just decided to kind of base themselves here with a load of pumpkins ready for Winterfest. It's so cool. What is inside of the bath over here? Oh, a little duck on top of a pumpkin. These are the sort of things that I love about map changes. They've put so much effort into this update. I just never thought they would, but they have. So yeah, kind of cool. Now let's go up a little bit. If we go out round here, you can see some more map changes up on this section. Another pumpkin on here, and just so many lovely little pumpkins all situated in here. Wow. Wow, what a cool little map change, one that I didn't expect. And even the floating painting, weird, that's still floating. And there's some more pumpkins behind and some webs. Okay, maybe some weird haunted element there, which is going on. Pretty cool. Let's move over to OG. Okay, jumping into OG, there isn't as many map changes this week because we had them last week with an absolute ton, but we have a few which I want to mention, which are honorable mentions, which are worth noting. First off, quad crashes have been added into the map, which technically isn't a map change, but it is, I guess, because vehicles are now here, and you can use these boys to kind of fly around, but not as good as you used to be able to. The quad crashes don't spawn in their original spots where they used to spawn in trailers. They seem to only be on the ground, and they're quite hard to find. The best spot to find them is over outside of Starry Suburbs, over on this side of the map, but other than that, they're difficult and they're quite hard to come by. They work a little bit differently as well. Here you can see some gameplay of them. They don't fly like they used to, which is a little bit sad. I was kind of hoping that they did, but they don't fly, but they're quite fun, they're unique, and obviously it's great to have them back in the game. They're good for moving around the map as well, because there isn't much maneuverability in this season. Also, the cube ruin areas, something which I didn't pick up on, which I want to mention, is when you go in game, you can see this weird red glow at all of the locations of where the cube has been traveling around or is going to go. This is quite interesting because it still signals that maybe the red cubes of Kevin are still here, or the red elements is still trying to kind of be there in the background, but just not fully be the original purple cube, if you know what I mean. It's just kind of there ready for something to happen during this season. And that brings us to the island itself, which has had a lot of map changes. It's been moving around the map at double the pace it originally did. You can see it's rotating pretty quickly here. We've gone all the way from the lake to over here. And if you go inside the big house in the center, you will actually see corrupted cubes in here if you can get them to load. Unfortunately, this replay, they're not loading. Okay, so I've switched the replay over. You can now see when I go in person, I can render these items in a little bit better. And if we go inside of the main house over here on the basement, you can see there are red cubes down here that still exist. So technically Revan still is here. He's just kind of been pushed to the side. There's definitely not as many red ones as purple ones. You can see there's a few popping through the floor there, and if you go up into the main house section, you can see there's a few in here as well. Here you can see a big red one here actually, and a few purple ones kind of next to that. And that's really it really so far. This does start to grow extremely big throughout the season. We should see this everywhere over the island basically. Well, all in the centerpiece, like a snake type thing. The house will eventually be destroyed and this snake style structure will replace it. So that's what's going to happen over there. It's quite exciting that we do have that sort of, I guess, red cube kind of returning. You can see there he is, the red cube. He's not forgotten, but it's obviously not the same, and it would be better if this thing was red. Like, why is the main cube not red? I don't know. I feel like it's a big mistake on Fortnite's side, and maybe they just made a mistake originally and it should have never been red. Also, Halloween decorations are now everywhere. Everywhere you go around the map, you'll find them. You can see there's some on this house over here, and you can just explore for yourselves. Every single house is basically Halloween decorated in this new OG update. So yeah, do check them all out. I'm not going to do it in this video because it's a long process, but they are everywhere. Fortnite also have left the original, the old taco store. They haven't removed this mistake they made, a big mistake, still remains. One of the mistakes they did remove though, which is worth mentioning, is the floating chair, which was just over here. The floating chair which was on these hills has now officially gone. The floating chair is nowhere to be seen anymore, guys. You won't be able to find it. It's on one of these hills, but sadly it's completely gone. It would have been cool if they put it down on the floor as like a remembrance of it, but yeah, here's a little bit screenshot or kind of footage of it from last week where we did have the floating chair, which I found really unique that they messed this up, but it was cool to see. But now now it's gone. Sadly, the floating chair has completely been removed. Food Wars is still continuing. You can see the trucks are completely down here and haven't been moved. They have not changed at all. And the tilted building has had no additional changes either. It's still in its same state it was when the Season 6 of OG did release. Also, for those fan of the Hut Watch series, the hut has not changed at all. It's still in its original state. This won't change really till a next update. I don't think a big update in OG, probably when the zombie fiends get added in, if they do. And if that does happen, we could probably see an additional change, or we might have to even wait for Season 7. Other than that, that's all of the map changes inside of OG. For now, let's jump into Blitz. Okay, so over in Blitz, we have a interesting change. This is actually Brutal's reappearance. It's called Brutal Bulwark, which is its official name in Blitz. I don't think it was called that. I think it was Brutal Bastion, wasn't it? Back in chapter 5, was it? It's been a while since I've seen this POI. It's a lovely POI. I loved it. It gave me the 7 vibes. It was a really cool POI, and to see it kind of reintroduced but remixed a little bit, it's not its exact same copy of it. It's a smaller version, obviously using the same assets. It's been added into Blitz, and it's a really cool one. It's here in Blitz. You can come and check it out. Definitely land here. The whole of Blitz is really just changed entirely to chapter 5 and 4 crossover. It's got a lot of different stuff all around it. It's pretty cool, and I think if you like them chapters, you'll probably really like this POI. I like it. And also Spawn Island. Yep, Spawn Island is quite interesting. It's basically changed into a giant snow island. I don't know if it was like this previously, but that's what it looks like now. You can see it over there. I'm not going to go over there. It's just a tower and a battle bus area. Also, just to remember, if you are buying any of the new Halloween skins, don't forget to pop in code POST. There's a ton of Fortnitemares skins releasing, and it's insane how many there are, from Scooby-Doo, from Scream, from Jason, so many. Make sure you're keeping your eyes peeled in the item shop over the next few days, because they're going to be coming in every single night, all of these lovely, amazing skins. So code POST if you want to support me further. And inside of 50 Fashion, we've got all of the Fortnitemares and Halloween themes going live for you guys on Saturday, so you can rock all of your Fortnitemare outfits. You can pop on in there, head on in by searching for the word 50 Fashion, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see any themes that you would prefer.